I hope everyone's having a great day today, and here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. And to all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel, and to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video. Helps out the YouTube algorithm with the YouTube channel, and it lets me know you appreciate the time and effort I put into making these videos. Now stay tuned towards the end, because I have two ticker symbols to share with you guys that you won't want to miss. And for those of you that were waiting for me to add the Discord to know about daily opportunities in the stock market, I've added the Discord to the Patreon. So if you want to click on the links down below to join the Patreon or even the Discord, you could find it down below. Once you join the Patreon, you will gain access to the Discord. So those of you that were waiting for that, I know a lot of you were requesting that before wanting to join. There's going to be so much opportunities, and the positions of these different opportunities to join at these tiers are getting filled up. Those slots are getting filled up. They're limited. Once they get filled up, they go on to the next tier and so forth. So I'm excited for everything. I know a lot of the investors are excited. We got already almost 50 different types of investors in there. When I say types, I'm talking about, investors that are learning, beginning, experienced, and just motivated to get more, hungry for more, and also supporting the channel. So I really appreciate it. So let's go ahead and jump into Sndl here, and stay tuned towards the end, because I'm going to talk about two ticker symbols that are on fire. I've been talking about them for the last 2 weeks, and you won't want to overlook this or miss it. And there's so much room for them moving forward. So Sndl has been doing really well, staying above $1 like I've talked about it, okay? Ever since it hit this low here of 93 cents, I said this needed to bounce back, and if it did, it needs to stay above $1. So whoever took the opportunity to see this, right, and catch it at the 90-cent range and rode it up to 180, that was a nice swing trade right there. But overall, in the bigger picture, we want consolidation, which is what we're seeing here. Overall, everything throughout the whole entire volatility is for this to stay above $1. And that's what we need before the next catalyst to reach newer highs and new resistance levels. Because once this hits below $1 and it stays below $1, those are signs of weakness, and that is not going to be good overall for the stock. So our support level right now, based off of April 1st and what to look for going into next week, is right here at this point, and that is 110. Okay, that's 2 cents away from where it's sitting. If that gets broken through, this could be on its way down to newer lows, and your next support level is down here at 107. So keep that in mind. Now the 50-day moving average is 114. The bulls need to break that to reach newer highs and new resistance levels. And once they break through that, their true point of reference to breakthrough, which got actually rejected 4 times, you can see it right there, is 117. That's what the bulls really need to break through to build momentum, reach newer highs, and pull further away from the 50-day moving average in the upward direction. Okay, so we're going to jump right into everything about the information about these two stocks that are on fire. I want you guys to be aware of that. Don't miss out on this or overlook it. A lot of investors leave right after the chart analysis, and you're leaving money on the table by overlooking this information. So stay tuned on in. If you're a new viewer, don't forget to hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button, because it helps out the YouTube channel, and click on the bell to not miss a single video that I post. Stay tuned. Today's video, I'm going to share with you guys how the S&P 500 index hit an all-new time high, what that means for us next week, and what we need to look for. But before we dive into that, I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware of two ticker symbols that I've been mentioning here on the YouTube. I've mentioned it over at the Patreon. And if you guys want to know what stocks I'm watching weekly and live for 13 cents a day, literally 13 cents a day, the first tier, $4, which those slots are going to get filled up very soon. I'm treating the Patreon, and I want you guys to be aware of this, like a stock, right? Early stock, IPO'd, a lot of people don't know about it. And it's going to grow over time. And when I mean it grows over time, it's going to grow with people and investors that are bringing value to the community. It's going to grow with all the content I'm going to have there. Because when you gain access to everything. As soon as you join, you gain access to everything I've talked about in the last 2 months and everything I'm going to continue to talk about, right? So when somebody comes in a year from now, they're going to actually be able to join on in, and they're going to get access to everything that I talked about in a year, and even see how things have done. Now, I'm not there to guarantee maximizing profits or minimizing losses, but I am here to set you guys up for that opportunity to maximize your profits, minimize your losses. We're going to have a Discord really soon. And if you want to know the top stocks that I'm watching right now and next week and when this weekend comes up, because I'm going to update it, you can join now and start April to succeed this month. If your months have been red or they haven't been as exciting as it's been before, you want to join in now because the opportunities are going to be endless, because we're going to talk about so many different ticker symbols, so many different things. But let's look at these stocks. So the first thing is Pinduoduo. I mentioned this on the 24th. It was sitting at 124, okay? Sitting at 124. And when we look at Pinduoduo, you could see here how Pinduoduo on the 24th was falling, and it kind of sat there at 124. It hit a low of 119, and right now it's sitting at 143 with a high of 147. You could do the math. That's about $27, almost $30. Now, another one that I talked about, which I've mentioned several times here on the YouTube towards the end of the videos, is CHPT. And I talked about how we want to pay close attention to see if it can get back to $20 or get close to it. And certainly it did that, and it broke through it, okay? It hit a low here. I talked about it on the 21st, the 22nd, and ran up to $25. Fell down to $19, which is what I equipped every single Patreon member with. And as soon as it hit that, it started to run up, and it's hit $30. This one's up $11 since I mentioned it per share. So if you bought one share, you made $11. If you bought 10 shares, you made $110, okay? If you went ahead and bought 100 shares, you've made a total amount of 1,100 shares, okay? I don't know what that means to you. I'm going to explain everything on the Patreon once I make the series. And these are two opportunities, and there's many more that are doing pretty well. I mean, I even talked about Neo. I talked about others. You know, for you to get the full access, there's like 20 plus ticker symbols over there so far. You can join us over at the Patreon, me and the other investors. And I'm out here just trying to maximize profits, minimize losses. And my goal, for example, just based off this chart, is to go ahead and strike the opportunity right here, the best opportunity that's presented right now compared to the history of the chart and for the future, right? I try to get in at the best moments, as you could see with those two stocks that I talked about. Now, other stocks are kind of moving sideways, but like I said, I'll explain more over at the Patreon about those stocks and what I see in them and what I believe in them. So the S&P 500 index has actually ran up to an all-time high, and this is important for us. So I want you guys to be aware there's two things that can happen next week. We could see it spike up a little bit more and all of a sudden fall down, because it is due for a pullback. It needs to cool off. I'm not saying it's going to get back to 39.73, but it could fall somewhere between that area. And once it does, it will consolidate maybe and then start to run up again. That's one case. The second one is that this just gets crazy and goes all the way up to the 4100s, 4200s. And once it's time to cool off, it's going to be a big cool off. And when I say a big cool off, I'm talking about like a big downward trend closer to 3800, 3900 from those highs. And then we're going to have to go ahead and see overall what's going on in the market, right? Because there's going to be that turbulence of uncertainty with inflation, you know, spikes in the yields. What's going to be the cause at that point, right? But right now, we've had a pretty nice bullish run after this slight pullback. We're going to just have to see how healthy this can maintain itself. And pullbacks are healthy. It's just about how big is the pullback going to be. And also runs are healthy, but how long will it be running? Because if this just takes off to 41, 42, the pullback is going to be nasty. And we need to pay close attention. Now, I know a lot of us have our ticker symbols or our stocks kind of sitting sideways or downwards, but you have to find stocks you believe in, and you also need to analyze those stocks that you're in. Why were you in them? What was your goal? And do you truly believe there's an opportunity 6 months from now or a year from now? As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.